Howdy folks, it's a Tall Turtle here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, continuing our Balkans bush trip today. Did I say Balkans? The Balkans bush trip, part 4. So legs 11, 12, and 13, and then in part 5 we'll finish it off with the final 3. So what is this, about an hour and a half of flying or so, but of course it takes a lot longer. But if you have no idea what we're doing, watch parts 1, 2, and 3. Otherwise, let's just get going. Alright, leg something rather. Leg 11, I think I already said. So what are we doing? We're going to Papa Zulu. Alrighty, so let's look on here and see where Papa Zulu is. Come on. Down here. Oh yeah, it's a long one. Alrighty, so just back to the mainland along the coast. Altitude considerations are a little bit there, so let's go about 3,500 feet for this one, I think. And then we'll just take this map and work on it with this map, and we'll figure out exactly where we're going and what's going on when it gets there. Simple enough. Well, let's put that away. Let's come down here. What I say, 3,500 feet for this. 4,000 feels better. Let's do 4,000 and then heading bug right away. And I don't care about the standby battery. Alright, what else do we need to do? We need to read about where we're going. So here we go. Rijeka. And if you want to have Google Maps up to follow along, that's what I'm doing as I edit, but not as I fly, because it'll corrupt my recording if I click in and out. So we have to use a navlog in the maps. As you leave Corfu International Airport, head south. You'll quickly pass over the small islet of Ponticonosi, lovingly referred to as Mouse Island, on our way back to the island's rocky shoreline. From there, follow the coast to a seaside town built around the mouth of the river Mesogni. So we're gonna go back to the furthest leg. We go back to the coast and look for a small seaside town. The coast bends southward, so you will, as you track, follow the heading, and you will quickly pass Lefkimi, a town with countryside tendrils spreading in all directions. Continue to the southernmost point of the island, where you will find the Poplar Seaside Village. So, right down here. Poplar Seaside Village, there's that. Adjust and turn east to the strait. Across the strait, as you return to the mainland, you pass over a collection of small grassy islets near the coastal village of Sovolta, which would be there. We're reading ahead a little bit if you don't know what we're doing, because it's so long. A road runs southeast, hugging the rocky coastline, another small town. Head further to the hills. It'll bring you to another small village. Continue along the road, past the bayside town, you'll arrive at a village with lush forest. Moving further, break out the road to the cliffs on the shoreline. Let me see where we are on this so far, though, because you don't want to get too far ahead. It's just all shoreline. You can read about that if you want to. Further southeast, another village, and another bay and a town, and then a huge airport. So 20 villages, basically, is what we're looking for, with certain meanings, I guess. As I follow along on Google Maps, it'll probably make it more interesting. But anyway, we're just going to continue along here and goose it. And when we get in there, we'll see if we actually have anybody joining us this time. We've had some people with us for most of the trip. Don't know who they are. Different people every time, because they fly different times of the day, and in this case, middle of the night. And there we go. Let's lift off gently. Gently, I say. Brakes to stop the wheels, fix gear so it doesn't come up, but the flaps do come up. And there we go. Alright, we are ready for autopilot. All ready. So let's do flight director, autopilot, start with the heading bug. It seems to help. And then switch over to nav, and it's going to make the adjustments. Vertical speed, let's do 500 feet per minute, all the way up to 4 grand. And we should be good, as long as we don't run into that mountain. Where's it going to take us? Whoops, wrong button. It's going to take us past the mountain. It should. I hope. Let's not hit it, please. If we need to use heading bug, we will. Alrighty, let's pop outside super fast together before we jump right into sightseeing. Oh yeah, our co-pilot's going to help us with a few things. There is a gorgeous view of some towns, parts of the town along the rocks. Driving those roads must be so fun. Reminds me of all the, look at the waves. We have waves. Reminds me of all the racing games where you drive along seaside towns. I think we'll miss that mountain. Barely. Let's look back. Oh, there's swimming pools down there. Oh, I don't think that's a person. I think that's a town, because that name is always there in lots of our videos. That's interesting. Looking good. That's where we came from in the last video. Wow. Incredible. Isn't it just great? Alrighty, let's put the drone away. Oh, look at that building though. Put the drone away and fly a plane. It's going to do funky things, of course, when you come back in from drone mode. Yes, we know how that works. Let's nose up a little bit more. I think we can handle it. And away we go. Simple as that. Not much to say about these. It's mostly just sightseeing views edited down. So it's not 9 hours of you watching me fly a plane, pretty much. So we're going to let the computer do the work, because it does for this one. And we'll keep track on our maps. I'm going to manage altitude in our systems, and you get some sightseeing. I'll catch you in a little bit. Alright, just checking in with everybody. I think we're going to start coming down to about 3,000 feet now. That would sound good. We did not run into the mountains using the computer, which was good, because I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. Let's keep our speed careful here. We've been going for like 24 minutes, no, 26 minutes. And it says 30. So we're going to be there in 4 minutes? No, we're a little behind schedule, but we're almost there. Some gorgeous sights along the way. I try to get a lot of the villages in my sightseeing as I could. It looks like we still have our friend behind us. We did a minute ago. Let's check super fast. Is he there? Oh, he's gone. He must have logged off. That's a pretty view though. While we're here. Check that out. Some more tiny towns, villages and things. And the valley over there. And the island over there with the open sea. So where we're headed is, let's see, the computer does stuff when you're drone mode every freaking time. We're going to head towards the heading bug, actually. We need to approach this airport, so let's switch to heading. So the airport is just after this water, running the width of the island. So you have to come out for an approach. If you look here, this is your water, that's your water, that's your lake, that's your lake, that's your bay, that's your bay. The airport runs the width of this. See how that works? Right between that and that. So looks like a tight fit from here, but I'm sure it's fine once you get closer. Let's hide that. We know where we're going. Let's just head out to sea a little bit, and then this will be our final right here once you figure out where that airport actually is. So that's the update. Don't have to say too much more than that. We'll keep an eye on our speed while we descend a few thousand feet, since we don't have any mountains to go over. And then we'll land, assuming it's about sea level. So if we get here about 1,000 feet, it should be easy to spot and land. In fact, let's just bring this down to 1,000. Whoops, shoot, I went the wrong way. And now it's all messed up. Let's bring this down to 1,000 feet. Descend, but not very steeply, right? If we get there too soon, we won't see the airport. Okie dokie, very simple, not much else to say other than it's taking us longer than it said it should, but that's okay. And I'll see you in a little bit. So the runway is this narrow strip of asphalt right there. You can probably make it out. That's where we're headed, so we can probably bring in the heading a little bit. Not that much. Whoa. Maybe that much. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that should be fine. And you have to go to the bathroom again? Okay. Let me know when we get there and you can go. Just remind me because I'll forget. Let's make our descent a little more aggressive now that we know where we're going. And then we'll just drop down for a short final. Ooh, look at this. I didn't even notice all this cool stuff. Oh, bring back the throttle a little bit. We're in the red. That looks pretty awesome. I don't even know where we're going next. We'll find out when we land at this one. And I should be going to bed, but I want to keep recording because this is fun. Let's kill the AP now. And take over by hand. Bring those throttles back so we descend a little more quickly. And then we'll use this final to lose speed, get flaps out, gears always down, things like that. And then throttle so we don't ascend. Whoops. Oh, there are two runways there. Okay, cool. They're just really close together. Let's just pick whichever one we line up with. It's probably going to be the right one at this point. Yeah. Let's land on the right one. It's narrower. It'll be easier to judge our altitude. Because that is my biggest problem, like I say all the time when I land GA aircraft, is that I think I'm about to touch down, and we set it up to do so, and then we realize later we're still about 15 feet above and we plop down. So, narrower runway is easier to tell. Alright, let's get that speed down. So we'll bring back throttles, but then the attitude up so we actually lose speed and don't descend too much. And throttles are all the way back actually. And first set of flaps. And it's going to float a little more than I expected for some reason, but we're plenty good. Very long runway. And second set of flaps, let it float. And try not to get distracted by the scenery. And we're still throttles at idle. We're just going to coast it in. And let ground effects settle us down. And tease that stall horn a little bit. There we go. And let it come down all on its own right at stall. Whoa. And there we go. I guess I could have used some left rudder for a little bit of crosswind. Whoa, dude, slow down. Nose wheel down gently. What the heck happened with my rudders? Other than that, it was super smooth. Let's get her credit. There we go. 7 minutes longer than it's supposed to be. Let's do the next one. I should be going to bed. I cannot see. My eyes are glazed over, but we're going to keep going here. Alright, this is another kind of long one. Not terribly bad, though. Mike Sierra. What are we doing for Mike Sierra? We're just going to go... Wait a second. What are we doing? We're going... Okay. Maybe we'll get some mountains there. So, yeah, some mountains. Let's go 6,000 feet on this one. Maybe 7,000. Let's do 6,000. And then we'll see some cool stuff. And then we have an airport right next to this huge bay marina looking thing. So that's not too bad to figure out. We'll get the orientation of the runway later. Alright. There we go. I don't even think we need to pull up the other map. It's pretty obvious what's going on. Let's read about it briefly here. When you leave, make your way southeast over the low rolling hills. Okay, simple enough. Continue southeast towards opposite shore. Once you reach the other side, look for a road. Track it to the modern town of Paleros. Alright, so we have a big town to look for there. Continue on the shoreline or bring it to the mountain on the coast. Skirt around the mountainside, and we'll see. And head east, watch for the jagged outcropping that juts into the ocean. Home of the small coastal town and port of Mytikas or something. So what that is telling us is that'll be about here at this point, right? And then that jets out, so then be careful there. Alright, well, what else are we going to look for? As you fly further east along the shoreline, beginning altitude. Okay, the coastal curve taking you past 2 road junctions. Follow your heading towards the small village of Valesapolo. Head south, Bayside town. Across the bay, industrial port, grassy hill outcropping. Across the bay. So that must be here. Must be here maybe. It's no way it's there already. Alrighty. From the industrial port, skirt around farmland, make your way inland, heading south across the fields, join the river, tree-covered hills, another village, small island, and then adjust your heading to pass this, looking for a runway that is in the middle of a farm field with a runway. Alright, so just like before, bunch of villages, and actually now it's towns. Bunch of towns among the foothills of the hills. Alrighty, like I said, we're going to do about $6 grand for altitude for this one, and we'll adjust accordingly. Obviously, we'll come down when we get to here, but alrighty, let's go over here. Let's do $6 grand. See how that goes, and that should do it. I have the first set of flaps down. We'll keep the heading bug where it is. And, yeah, parking brake off. Throttle to the firewall, and let's go here. Should be nice and easy. Alrighty, I'm hearing some really weird sounds in my studio. Can't figure out what it is. It's like knocking or something. That's startling. You know, you step on the brakes, flaps are coming up. And there we go. And we want to turn to the right in a moment. There we go. Catch this track and fly for just a moment. Alright, let's do an autopilot handoff. Let's set this. Let's set flight director, autopilot. Heading. Did I bump it off? Yeah, I bumped it off. Heading. There you go. And then nav. Then vertical speed. What were we at? 600. Let's try 500. Whoa, why are you going that way? No. Nope. Oh, I have a cat's trying to get in. Oh, it's aggressively trying to line us up. Okay. I gotcha. Nav, fine. Whatever. Do what you want to do. Do what you gotta do. And we're ascending. We are. Our speed is increasing. We're above optimum glide speed, so let's nose up another one. Well, check this out. Everything is good. Alright. Very simple. Don't know what else to say. We're just going to climb. We should be avoiding those mountains, I think. I hope. Yeah, we're going to turn before those mountains. Good. Alright, see how simple that is? I'm even making it more complicated than it really is. So everything is set, right? Autopilot is set. We can actually climb even more steeply than that. Excellent. Okay. And we'll just avoid some mountains if we need to. And I'll see you in a little while again. Not much to say in between. We already read up into the airport. Just towns and the bases of mountains along the coast. Pretty much. Oh, our buddy's with us again. Or is that somebody else? Oh, that's somebody else. Alrighty. See you in a little bit. Alright, so we're just checking in because our runway, our destination is actually over here. But the trip has us going, over here. And then turning left around these mountains more or less. We're right back here right now. This hill would be this hill. So we're going to go around this. And then flying over there. So you see how you got the 90 degrees here. That's what you have there. And then this huge inlet here. There's that inlet there. It's just we're so high up that it doesn't seem that far or that big. I think we can start coming down now a little bit. We're at 5,000. Let's go down. Should we go down to 3,000? Will that be enough yet to see the airport? Let's just start going down. An easy 300 feet per minute or so. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. And then we'll turn left soon, and then we'll figure out exactly where that runway is once we get close enough. It's a little hard to make it out right now, but it's over there somewhere. So, anything else I need to talk about? Not really. It's not even on this, the map thing with arrows. There we go. It's not even on here. It's just right there somewhere. We'll figure it out. So that should be it right there. I'm thinking, but I'm not even sure. So let's keep this heading bug, sending us out a little bit. And let's come down. I'll start coming down to 1,000 feet without actually getting to 1,000 feet. And let's see how this goes here. We've got a few bumps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It has to be right here. It has to be. And there's a town right there. Okay, well, we'll see. Let's have heading bug bring us out even further then, so we have a longer final so that we can actually come down once we spot it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it in there somewhere. Very tricky stuff, this one. Alright, let's have a super quick look around while we can. There's a big town there. A lot of stuff going on around here. Look at this. So the satellite here, imagery, looks way better than it did before early on in the trip. That's kind of neat. Kind of nice. Zooming around here. Yeah, that has to be a runway over there. What else would it be, right? Put the drone away. Hop inside. Kill autopilot. Because we have to descend like crazy now. Pretty sure that's it. Right? Does that look like it in this mess? Has to be. Has to be. So let's have an aggressive descent, I guess. And then we'll see how long this leg is actually taking us. It's supposed to take 26 minutes and 7 seconds. And it's going to take longer than that, I think. Yeah, there has to be a runway in there because it's right by this water. See how that comes out there like this? Has to be. Man, that's hard to find. Jeez. But gorgeous city, though. There's a swimming pool right on the end. Fun. Alright, we're going to slow down to buy us some time. So instead of coming in hot, we're going to actually slow down to buy us time laterally. Or horizontally, I guess. Laterally. I still don't see a runway in there. There it is. It's right there. Man, that's tough. Yep. Pretty sure that's it. Alrighty, so let's give a little bit more speed now that we know where we are. We don't have to go quite so slow yet. It'll take us half an hour to get in there. We want to look around, but we can't really look around. I like how that name is in the mountains. That's so cool. That's funny. See what happens when you look even for a second, you get all screwed up. Love the trees along the roadway there. Maybe that's not a roadway. Maybe it's just a barrier. Alright, now we gotta come down and lose some speed quickly here. 500. We could slip it in. Let's slip it in. That'll give us some altitude loss without speeding up. We've talked about this before. I'm not very good at it, but it works. And then first set of flaps out, we'll let go of the slip. We're coming in pretty fast, but we should be good. Second set of flaps. Yeah, we're really coming in hot, and it's a short runway. And let's go full flaps. Oh boy. Hopefully we don't overshoot this. We're going to come down. This is not going to be one of our prettier landings, but we can do it. A little bit of crosswind, and boom. Not horrible, but definitely not our best by any means. All right, let's get back centered. I'm fighting the rudder pedals like crazy because of that low crosswind. And here we go. Get her credit. All right. 32 minutes on that one. All right, let's do one more leg in this video and see where it takes us now. If my eyes will stay open long enough to see what's going on. I haven't been up this late in a long time. All right, let's repair and refuel because it's been a while. And this is a 41-minute leg. Okay, it's going to be after 2 a.m. by the time I'm done with this. I might actually lie down and let the computer do this one. Man, oh man. Exhausting. Alrighty, we're headed to Alpha Kilo. How far away is that? Along the water, along the water, along the water, just along the water. Cross over a little peninsula thing. We might have to get altitude for that. Ooh, go back into the mountains here. Might need altitude for that. And then we can come down, and bam, Alpha Kilo. That is a dirt or grass runway. See that? So we're going to need some altitude. I want to stay nice and low along the coast, but we're definitely going to need some altitude once we get to this peninsula. We need to climb over that and climb over this and then come down. So I'm going to have to manage altitude primarily. So that's what we got to worry about for that. So let's start out at 3 grand. And then we'll have to probably climb to 5 or 6 later. But I want to be able to see stuff. I would like to go like 2 grand, but if the autopilot brings us too close to those mountains, it could be a problem. Alright, let's read about a whole bunch of this. Departing, heading east along the coast. Ooh, Limestone Mountain. Rises above the Gulf. That must be this right here. So you search further down the shore, there'll be a bridge that spans the strait. Okay. From the tip of Antilio, whatever, continue along the mainland coast. Alright, so coasts. So there's mountains, strait, coasts, and a gulf. Carry on the rocky shoreline. Yep, then we got some villages by the sea. Another village. Skirt on the outcroppings. A town surrounded by mountains. As you pass over there, across the bay of that, making your way toward the rocky outcropping, the mountain waits for you to fly through. That's that thing I showed you. Once you've crested the mountain, turn ahead northeast to the bay. You should see another town leading to the hills. I'll show you where that is on here if you want to follow on Google Maps. They're talking about crossing this, then going to this bay, and then some hills. That's where we are in the nav log. Another mountain. Let the road lead you, arriving over a large town. Okay. And then agricultural tracks, that should be easy to see. Ooh, Acropolis. Near the Acropolis, made famous. Ooh, okay. We might see that. Or might be able to note it or point it out, so let's look for that. And then you're going to have, where is the runway? Along the southern lush of green hills, adjust your heading. A short distance away, buried between blocks of farmland, is a grass runway. Must be this right here. See that? So we're going to look for different color squares and up against that one. And if that doesn't work, we'll just taxi around until it tells us we landed in the correct spot. But I'm pretty sure that's it. That's going to be hard to find, especially at 2 a.m. when my eyes are glazed over. So the moral of the story: villages, mountains, and bays. That's pretty much it. You can follow along Google Maps if you want to see anything famous. Hopefully we can spot that Acropolis when we get there. If I see it, I'll try to leave it in sightseeing editing, but no promises. I might not even notice that we passed it. I'm so tired, but it's still fun. I still love this so much. So here we go. What are we looking like down there? Okay, let's get our heading bug towards that. And parking brake off. And away we go. Oh boy, how long is this one supposed to take? 41 minutes. We'll see what it really takes. No. No. They put us in the middle of the stinking runway. Oh boy. Okay, this will be a 2-flap departure. We're gonna have to turn around and do this whole thing. That was not fair. What in the world? What in the world? Alright, here we go. Let's turn around and try this again. This happened earlier too on one of the grass strips. We ended up in the field by the time we took off. Okay, here we go. 2 sets of flaps. We can take off sooner if we need to. Whoa, dude. Come on, four-ray rudder. Come on, four-ray rudder. Come on. Nope, not centered, but good enough. Alright, it wants to lift. That's fine. That's fine. Up we go. Jeez Louise. 1 set of flaps in, step on the brakes. Level off a second here to get some speed. 2nd set of flaps in. Hand flying. Standard rate turn at 30 degrees to the left. While climbing. Careful of that speed. Be careful of that bank. And then we will overshoot a little bit here. I'm looking at our compass down below, our HSI, overshoot a little bit until those lines line up. Aim for this mountain, and then hopefully we turn before the mountain. I sure hope so. And here we go, still hand flying. Right into the sun, which is difficult on my 2 a.m. eyes. Holy cow. Must be ready to turn soon. There we go, ENR. Here we go, turning to 93. There's 85 and 93. There we go, come down here. Let autopilot take over for us. Start with the heading because it seems to help. And then switch to nav. And then vertical speed. It says 800 is good. I don't know, let's do 600. Climbing to 3,000, and then once we get further along the way, once we get closer to about here, we'll climb to like 6,000. Hopefully the GPS or autopilot doesn't push us into these hills too much. Okie dokie. So 41 minutes of coastline, villages, and a famous landmark, if I remember to, not if I remember, but if I can actually spot it. Are we going to turn soon here? Because that's kind of close. Actually, we're probably farther away than it looks. Anyway, I'm going to manage mountains and altitude. You get some sightseeing. Just going to cut it all in. Just not cut it. I'm going to edit it all down. Just straight sightseeing. I'll talk if there's anything to say, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, I think we have to start doing some stuff now. So we're going to head over these hills, or mountains, I guess. And then we're going to come down as we turn away from the mountains eventually. What does it say there? It says 3 minutes is going to make another turn. Okay. Then after that turn, I guess we can start coming down. There's a river bisecting a town there. I don't know if that's that river. No, there's a bigger river there. There's that. Okay, that's that little thing there. We're gonna go past this bigger river and then over in here somewhere, because there's the big water right there. But we're going to land before that. And I found this airport in Google Maps. They have a skydive operation onto there, and the runway actually goes. This is up is east. So is it? I think this is it. This isn't what it looks like on Google Maps at all, but we'll figure it out. So we got water there and the little river thing. Okay, so we got this little river right there. So our runway is right there. That's what we're aiming for. See that? So let's actually aim for that with the heading bug. There we go. Let's switch to heading. And we'll stay on this track, maybe a little bit to the left, towards the north there a little bit. Come on, give me control. Just a little bit more, please. There we go. Aim for that little water thing. Looks like we can come down now. Let's start coming down. I don't know what the altitude of the airport is. Let's go down to 4,000 feet for now until we get a feel of what's going on. And then we will come down more. Alright, this is going to happen faster than I think. So let's actually bring this down to 2,000. And let's come down with haste here. Quite aggressively. Just keep an eye on our speed, so our RPMs don't go in the red. And we'll just keep aiming for this area here. We'll slow down laterally. Slow down laterally if you have to buy some time. But whoops, see, there's RPMs are in the red. There we go. Otherwise, we'll figure out what's going on here and have a little look around, and we'll have to land a plane. Alright, let's slow down here just so that we don't get there too quickly, because, as I said already, there's that part of the river thing that comes out. That's that right there. And the airport is before it. So the airport's in here somewhere. Let's put that map away and let's start using this one. And let's see if we can figure this out. Let's get that heading bug a little more to the east now. And let's just see if we can figure out where we're going exactly. Should be coming into view any moment. A little more to the east. There we go. We're 4,000 feet, heading for 2,000. We might even need to go lower than that. But anyway, we'll worry about that in a moment. Yeah, we're heading towards the airport now. And again, if it's, well, in Google Maps, it's the correct airport and it's the skydive operation. It goes, the runway goes east and west. So if we line up with it here, we should just fly straight in. So let's go even slower, because it should be pretty soon. Look at those gorgeous views out the window. There's a river there. Into town. And more town there. Do we see an airport yet? According to this, it's really hard to say. I mean, I'm assuming it's this thing here. That's not what it looks like on Google Maps whatsoever. But we'll have to see here. I know it says there's a road, right? The road carries you along the southern blah blah blah, heading southeast a short distance, buried between blocks of farmland. I don't know, man. Hope we're coming up on 2 grand. Let's bring this down to 1,000 then. No, 1,000. What are we doing here? Good. What's it say the runway looks like on here? We can actually do this now. You can zoom in on it. Get the runway orientation. So there's a road, there's a river, and we're not going to get runway orientation. That's okay. I don't know. We have to figure this out. It's going to be tricky. Tricky as I'll get out to find this one. We might just have to stay around this altitude until we find it. Well, we have the GPS. That'll put us right over it. Alright, I think we're going to kill autopilot now. Keep our speed down. Well, let's level off a little bit. Not come down until we know where we're going. Then we'll do a circle to land thing, I think. Yep. 41 minutes for the flight. We'll see what we do. Yeah, we're just going to fly right over it on the GPS. And then circle to land. Do a really tight traffic pattern. Unless we get lucky here, but I really doubt that's going to happen. Let's slow down even more. Get as slow as we can. What are we looking for? I don't even know. I don't even know. Right, first set of flaps are out. Looking, keeping our eyes peeled here, going as slow as we can. I see a building right off our nose. Do you think that's it? I mean, there's buildings at the bottom of that photo. Alright, let's do throttles here so we stop descending until we know where we're going. We're gonna get really slow. I only have 2 flaps out, right? Yep, we have 1 more here. What does that even say over there? I should be looking at that right now. Oh, it gives you the speeds. Okay. Can we get runway orientation if we zoom in? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I might be able to turn the VFR map. If you pull that up really quickly and zoom in really quickly. Nope. It's not even going to tell us there. But they have these buildings around it though. Alright, do we see it? I don't see anything that resembles what we're looking at here. Probably a different orientation. Is it that? No. Alright, let's go very slowly till the GPS tells us we're there. And then we'll find this place. The heck? What are we looking for? Alright, it says we're over it right now. So there is the building. Where's the runway though? I don't understand the orientation of the runway. There are the buildings, I get that. Oh, there it is. We literally just went over it. I see it. See the markers? Okay.
500.
Let's do a turnaround here. Alrighty, crosswind from the right. Like usual, it's all been crosswind from the right. But we're just going to try to touch it. Well, let's not touch down early. No, no, no. But we're going to touch down right at the end. Right at stall. Tease that stall horn. We need to hear the stall horn for this one. Full flap landing. Oh, don't get jittery now. Alright, coming down. Here we go. Slower than people drive down my street, man. Alright, here we go. Where's that stall horn? Where is it? Where's the stall horn? Tease it. Tease it. Come on. No, that's okay. Full flaps so we didn't have a stall. Whoa, a lot of left rudder. What the heck? Little wheel coming down all by itself. I have the yoke all the way back. And nose wheel is about down. And get on those brakes. And there we go. Nice. Okay, that was lucky number 13. We've got 3 legs. Oh my gosh, took us 10 minutes longer than it was supposed to. We have 3 legs left, which are going to be in a separate video. The next leg is over an hour, but that's okay because it'll be edited down. But anyway, that's it for me. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, play the YouTube algorithm games. The more people see the videos and they're recommended. I have to go to bed. It's after 2 a.m. I can't see, I can't talk. And I'll see you next time for the final 3 legs of the bush trip.